Alrighty, I wanted to show off this video because one, this is the open beta. I don't know if this is going to change when the full release game comes out, so I'll probably have to revise most of this, but I wanted to go over how to get your harvesting up because I've been having trouble with it, but I did find a great spot for this in the early game. For the most part, you can see that like farm plants are gatherable at 0, same thing with fungi and hemp and magical creatures. Magical plants, however, are at 30, silkweeds at 100, an aloe 105, wire fiber 150, and spin fiber at 205, and they get tracked at different levels, of course, too. So the best way to like level up this skill, and I have it at 60 right now, which means I can do magical plants, is to just go look for hemp or hyssop. Hyssop is something you should be going for all the time instead of like the magical plants and shit, because you need hyssop in order to make more potions. And it's kind of difficult to find it because it kind of blends with the scenery. It's not as big as hemp, and it's a bit smaller than some other stuff, but it's about the same as like the bushes almost, just a little smaller. And it'll say gather herbs, and it will give you hyssop, and it can also give you like ginger and stuff, which is good for cooking. But you also need like stuff like this fronded petal cap, because it gives you the earth motes and all that, and you can also harvest dragon glory and all that, because it will give you the arcana stuff that more than likely is what you're doing if you need your harvesting to be up. Now, of course, there is other ways of doing this than just going by harvesting. You can do it via mining, because I did notice that mining, you can mine like certain stones and stuff, and they'll give you some of the arcana motes that you need in order to make better jewels and stuff for jewel crafting. But for the most part, your best bet is to harvest all the hemp that you see and go out of your way to get hyssop and magical plants. Because hyssop is going to be for your potions, that's just the way it is. And this spot right here that I'm in, where this big tree is, there is like a huge cluster of herbs that grow. They're not here right now because I already harvested them earlier, and I wanted to go over this video because I was just like, hey, I've been struggling with this quite a bit. Some other people might be, so let's go over it. And I think this is one of those like guild things that you can do right here. Yeah, this looks like a guild thing you can do. So like you can build like these giant structures and stuff for guilds. So this would be a great spot to take control of. And if you know where the start of the game is, which is over here by Fury Bay, and then this is technically the first settlement you go to, which is Corinth. If you head just all the way out past the Golden Fields and then through the Bulrush Wash, you can get over here to the Central Windsward Watch. And this has a whole bunch of different types of magical plants. It has, as you can see, orichalcum over there. There's lots of hyssop here. It's kind of hard to find, but if you wander around for a bit, you can find it, because it's a purple plant. Also, there is tons of bison here, so if you do need to get your skinning and gathering up, you can get that up here by just wandering around, killing the... Look, this right here, this is herbs. That stuff he just collected is herbs. This right here, herbs. Oh, I think I found one, yep. See, they're a little difficult to find, but they're usually by the trees and stuff, that's what I've noticed. So you get some hyssop out of it. Now this is a great spot to be gathering it because there's so much of it around here, and this is probably the biggest cluster I've seen. Like in an area that's not like extremely large or anything, to get tons of hyssop, tons of fibers, leveling up your harvesting as much as possible. Because of all this. Now, where that encampment is on the map right here, across here, maybe around here-ish, in this open area up here, there's a snail, and there's also, there is a small cluster of hyssop. It's like 3 or 4 things you can gather, but it's definitely worth going to for the magical creature snail, because it gives you fire motes, because I think it's a fire snail. I don't know if you get your gathering up anymore if it gives you the snail. I think it does eventually give you the snail. But yeah, I basically wanted to show this off because I know I've been struggling with getting a lot of the harvesting skill up. And, of course, getting the arcana up because you need a lot of hyssop to make potions, which is just an easy way to make more potions and to get your skills up higher. Other than that, the motes are pretty difficult to get, and I'll probably go over that in another video. But this so far is like one of my good contenders for getting gathering skill up. Now, of course, if you don't need all these like ISOP and all that, there is another spot you can go to that tends to have quite a bit of gathering. It's gonna be all the way. It's gonna be down here, I do believe. Is this the bear? Yeah, okay, that's Scratch Rock. So along this, right down through here, along this border of the area, there's like this weird like green forest thing, which of course zones this area off. But if you go along it, there's a lot of stags that you can skin and gather from, but there's also tons of like blue flowers is what you'll see. You want to collect all those. There's nothing really else there besides the blue flowers, but there's quite a few. And they do yield a decent amount of XP per gather, so it's not terrible. That's where I started, and that's how I got up to like 25. But I still think this little island I found is probably the best spot in the early game to be gathering stuff for your harvesting skill. Just because it's quick and easy, and eventually I'm gonna have to find out how to get more moats somewhere else, but I do have one spot for soul and life that I can show in another video, but for this one, I just wanted to show off this because of the gathering skill. But I think if it respawn, I'll show you the one area though with the most amount of hive sop I've seen. Yep, see, it spawns are all around here. There's usually a lot more here. Somebody might have gathered some, but yeah. And then right next to it, of course, is the orichalcum. So if your mining skill's high enough, snag that. It requires 150, which I definitely don't have high enough. I think this... What kind of tree is this, actually? Because this should be... Okay, so this is just a mature tree, so you can chop it down if you have, like, 50 logging or wood cutting, whatever it is. But yeah, no, this is just a great spot to run around, gather herbs. Especially high sop. This is what you need for potions. Keep that in mind. Write that down. You're gonna need it. Potions are essential in this game. I know I blow through them a lot when I do dungeon runs, PvP, and just in general if I'm having a difficulty in a higher level area. Now this being the beta, of course, you know, there's not really too much going on, but this is definitely one of the first spots I'm gonna be going to level up my harvesting off rip, so that way I can collect those magical plants, which are like there's a lot of like earth ones and dragon ones around here, and some water ones, which are going to give you water motes, earth motes, and fire motes. So it's just good to come here in general. Also, there's plenty of bison. They're level 16. It's not a bad level. They will run away, so it's a completely passive area around here. And the only dangerous enemies are the ones you come across coming here, and they're only up to like level 12. So this is a really good early game spot. I haven't found any like vegetables or stuff, so like this is not good for farming, of course. It's not good for wood cutting, as you can see, because there's not a lot of trees. But it makes it very easy to like spot like all the hemp and all that. And if you have a horse, you can traverse this a lot faster. I know I have a horse, but I don't really care to do that because I'm just walking around showing this off. But this is actually a really cool spot too. I just like the way this area looks. And I think there is 3 enemies over here. It's not much. They're by the fire wire, though. Or whatever it's called. What is it called? Fiber, whatever. Fuck. Yeah, there's some level 17s and 18s around here, but like, for the most part, if you ignore them, you won't have any difficulty. You can also just like keep your distance. And this is also going to be a great spot to get lots of freshwater bait because of all of the bulrush around it. Now this, of course, doesn't give you levels for harvesting it, but like if you just need quick bait, this is probably your best bet. It's like all you have to do is just spam square over and over again until you get... I want to see if I can collect any. God, we're having no luck. Come on, Gabe. Just like no fucking luck with it. Okay. Whatever, I just want to show this off. Yeah, see, Firefly Blade. There you go. I just want to show this off. This is a great area. It has some orichalcum. It's got plenty of magic plants, usually only water around the border, some dragonflies here and there, lots of earth ones, of course. And it's definitely worth checking out for lots of Hyssop. And I'm expecting this area to be flooded when the game drops for anybody who wants to do Arcana. Because I know I definitely will be coming here to level up my Arcana early. And also to get started on my fishing quest, which I will probably end up doing in another video to show off how to get like really goated armor early. Also a great fishing rod, a level 30 fishing rod. That's legendary. So yeah, I'm gonna probably just end the video here.